Factual question.
Did you say that the FBI headquarters should be shut down and reopened as a museum of the deep state?
Mr. Chairman, are we allowed to go an extra time?
Let's see. You get a second round. Before I call on Senator Lee.
Could he just answer the question if he said that the FBI headquarters where they investigate cybercrime and terrorism should be shut down and opened as a deep state?
Hey, Mr. Chair.
As a museum. Did he say that the headquarters should be shut down?
Mr. Chair.
I deserve an answer to that question. He is asking to be head of the FBI, and he said that their headquarters should be shut down.
Mr. Chair, parliamentary inquiry.
You got anything you want to say, Mr. Patel, before I go on to Senator Lee?
Simply this. If the best attacks on me are going to be false accusations and grotesque mischaracterizations, the only thing this body is doing is defeating the credibility of the men and women at the FBI. I stood with them here in this country. In every theater of war we have, I was on the ground in service of this nation. And any accusations leveled against me that I would somehow put political bias before the Constitution are grotesquely unfair. And I will have you reminded that I have been endorsed by over 300,000 law enforcement officers to become the next director of the FBI. Let's ask them.
Mr. Chairman, I am quoting his own words from September of 2024. It is his own words. It is not some conspiracy. It is what Mr. Patel actually said himself. Facts matter.
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? That's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh,
protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
pharmaceutical
contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the single,
not a nickel from corporate PACs.
You were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but you have not answered. Last question.
Let me ask you, I've worked very hard to put your own words here in front of the committee. Not, fake news, not conspiracy theories on the internet, but the actual things that you have said. On February 23rd, 2022, at the very moment that Russian tanks were rolling across the peaceful border of Ukraine for the first time, you tweeted at 11:30 p.m. your time, "This war and suffering could have easily been avoided if Biden administration / NATO had simply acknowledged Russia's legitimate security concerns regarding Ukraine's becoming a member of NATO." Did you say that, yes or no?
I believe you're reading my tweet, Senator.
Yes is the answer. A few months later, you said on your podcast, and I quoted it, quote, "But this regime change war against Russia that the U.S. and NATO are waging via their proxy in Ukraine didn't begin when Putin invaded Ukraine. They had their eyes set on this objective long before that." Did you say that, yes or no?
I believe you're reading my tweet.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot
The answer
more.
is yes. You are agreeing that you basically said that Putin was justified in rolling over the peaceful border of Ukraine, the first time since World War II that a free nation had been invaded by a totalitarian state. And you were there at 11:30 p.m. that night to say that you were...
Okay, Friday, 31 January, year of our Lord 2025, you saw a selection from yesterday. I want to really thank this audience and what you did yesterday, and repeat, we still need to be at the ramparts, folks. 202-224-3121. Go to Article 3 if you want to download Mike Davis's app or get in contact with Grace Chung, the Queen of the Trolls. Our chief operating officer, Grace, has put out Bill Blaster. We need to be back on the ramparts. So he had a massive impact yesterday. It's the reason Morning Joe did not start with the hearings yesterday. They're not happy. Let me posit this. All three are going to get through. If we do our job today, and some work's got to be done, particularly with people like Senator Cassidy, we just have to get their minds right. And nothing is better than having constituents and or MAGA folks call and be polite and say, hey, have you really thought about Bobby Kennedy? The president wants him. We want him. You want him too, don't you? So yesterday, and you saw the unhinged nature of it. I want to bifurcate. On the days of thunder, I want to bifurcate. Remember, we believe in this theory of flood the zone, right? So that you can always put the mainstream media and the enemies of the people on their back foot and overwhelm them. But what's been most interesting, and to bifurcate the Senate confirmation pieces into two pieces, we had kind of the theory of the case folks and the strategy folks in Pentagon, State Department, Treasury, OMB, DOJ 2 weeks ago. And then yesterday, we kind of had the execution, the implementation branch of going after the administrative and the deep state. Yesterday was actually going after the biopharmaceutical medical industrial complex. And Senator Tuberville sat here and I asked Senator Tuberville, if you have the military industrial complex and you have the big tech industrial complex and you have the pharmaceutical medical industrial complex, which is the most powerful in the city? And he goes, hey, it's no doubt. He says the biopharmaceutical medical is orders of magnitude. It's by far, it's more powerful than tech and military combined because it's in everywhere. There's trillions of dollars flowing through the system. It's